Hey, what's going on everyone? Hux21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So we got a fun one today. This is going to be my first video, I think. I should have fact-checked this before I started recording, but too late. I believe this is my first video highlighting a specific Soulbound reward card. And it's a one I actually just tweeted about that I got to level 3. It is a legendary card, and I was excited to use it because it hit a very key ability. And it's a card I think once people level up is going to be pretty game-changing based on the combination of two abilities that it has that works really, really, really well together. We're going to reveal that specific card and get into it in a moment. But just a reminder, I am Hawks21 and I cover Splinterlands here on the channel. If you are new, it would be awesome if you could take a second to like and subscribe. We're getting very close to 1,700 subscribers. My next big giveaway will be at 2,000. So we're inching closer. Come join the community before we get there if you want to participate. Okay, so we are here on splinterguide.com. This is the website Brave Tofu and myself run, where as you can see, we've added, Tofu does all of the coding. So when I say we added, he's the one who's physically adding the things. I have no idea how to do this. We've added some pricing data, and I can say we have some more pricing data coming very shortly. We're gonna do some cool stuff with some ratio type things, just so you can see sort of relative value of cards, the true scarcity of cards. So like how many maxed cards can actually be created. We're going to create a table with a bunch of those interesting data points that we think would be useful for you guys. So that'll be out shortly. I'll probably make a separate video when it does come out. But for now, we did add this front price page. It's very, very, very simple. You can just come in here, check the last 24 hours, how SBS doing, how is DEC doing, and then how are all these related tokens doing. As you can see, pretty green right now. It's mainly because there's been a lot of red recently that we're getting a nice little bounce here, but some green today. And we have a scroll up top. You can actually click on these and it'll bring you to the coin market cap page for that token. So again, just trying to make this more user-friendly. Here's something that we were able to add. Okay, so to the point of the video, let's get to the card. So we're gonna come over here to the monster tab, and that's gonna bring up our rating table. So first things first, we are going to search for the ability that this card has. That is the Martyr ability. Now, I came and looked at this earlier. I think this card is severely underrated. And I think it's something that, when we eventually do reevaluate the algorithm and look for cards that might potentially need a boost, I think it's going to be one of the cards where we're like, okay, this card needs a boost. What do we have to switch? What are we missing? What is our algorithm missing with this card that has it underrated? Actually, I'll probably make a video talking about the cards I think are most underrated based on our system and maybe even most overrated. So stay tuned for that. But the card I'm going to highlight right now is Iziar. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is the legendary life monster. And it is amazing. I just got a level 3 copy. So as you can see here, it's actually the second worst rated Martyr card. And when you think about it, some things here make sense. It's 11 mana. It is by far the most expensive. And the higher the mana card, you start to get a little bit of a penalty in terms of the card rating because it's tough to play, which is totally true. For an 11 mana card, it's not that fast, right? Not very fast. Doesn't do a lot of attack, right? It has only one more attack than this 3 mana, has one more attack than this 2 mana, one more attack than this 3 mana, and one less attack than this 5 mana. So it's not doing attack. Has a ton of health, so that's definitely a point in its direction. One thing that I think our algorithm is underrating is the combination of Taunt and Martyr. So that's what makes this card particularly good. We'll come here to see the actual view. This was the card specific page. As you're going to see in these videos, most of the Martyr cards, when we talk about them this far, right? So if we go back here, there's been this whole thing where you don't want to level up the Mark Strat, you don't want to level up the Fungus Flinger because you want them to die quickly, right? The whole point of these cards is to be eliminated to boost whatever you're trying to boost. You're not playing these cards for anything that they bring to the table. Well, Iziar has a pretty unique setup of resiliency in Martyr, which at first, again, you're like, well, we want this to die. However, because of the taunt, the resiliency actually buys you even more time. So you almost get the best of both worlds. You're getting this situation where this card has to be attacked. So the resiliency is good, right? With the other Martyr cards, you're trying to guess or put them in specific situations like no sneak, for example, or snipe, for example, or blast, for example, where you know they're going to be in the line of fire. And you kind of have to set that up. Here, under very rare circumstances, I'm actually going to show one where that's the case, you know because of the taunt that Iziar is going to be in the line of fire. So you're going to distract your opponent, you're going to eat up a bunch of attacks, and eventually when they do get through the Iziar, that's when the boost is going to trigger. So the main cards you're trying to boost, you have way more optionality. You get to pick the cards basically at all occasions that you want to boost, right? It's not going to be dictated, unless your opponent plays Scattershot, it's not really going to be dictated based on the rule set, right? In No Sneak, if you put a Martyr card up front, you can only boost the card in the second position. And because you know that card's going to move in the first position, it can really only be a tank. As you're going to see from this video, Iziar gives me the flexibility to boost any number of monsters. Because it's a backline taunt, I can put it right in the middle of my lineup. It buys me a bunch of time, and eventually it boosts the exact cards that I want to be boosted. Now, obviously you can't go out and buy this card, but as you do start to level this card up, I'm hoping this video can provide a bit of a guide on how you can potentially use it. Okay, let's get into it. So this first one is actually what I'm talking about. I'm going up against Yasik. So everything I just said about getting to pick the monster because, you know, your opponent has to hit it flies out the door a little bit here. We do get lucky, and that's why I end up showing this video. Because I just wanted to show you, right, under normal circumstances, this is an amazing card to boost. Double Strike Sneak. This is another amazing card to boost. It has the Bloodlust already. Does big attack, big speed, has shield. That's another thing. Boosting cards with shield is also helpful because they'll get an additional shield. These are the clear two cards that I want to boost. You know, maybe the Uriel, but really it's these two that I'm interested in. Let's just get in it because, again, we get a little lucky with the Scattershot here. It's also really awesome when you bring a Resurrect, which we will see throughout each one of these battles. So again, we're going to get a little lucky in that a bunch of their Scattershots actually hit Iziar. And will trigger the Resurrection. Which, if their Scattershots hit someone else, it wouldn't have triggered the Resurrection. But now we're going to get it. So that was a big shot there. And boom. Here comes the boost. Boost, boost, resurrect. So now we have another boost coming. Obviously that was an annoying miss. But at this point we're in a really good spot. We're going to get a big miss there. That's annoying. Because of that additional shot here, that's a one shot in the back. So we saved a turn firing there because of the Martyr that hit the Silver Shield. It actually gets a kill for us. Boom. Here's the second boost. I mean, it's too late now, but look at how powerful these cards are. Silver Shield Assassin is going to be doing 10 sneak damage a turn, and we'll finish it off. So that's the least clear example just because of the scatter shot, but you can just see some of the potential here. I mean, look at the Silver Shield, what it turns into. Okay. The second battle. Just hit Rumble here. Again, so normally when you see this type of rule set, you have a decent idea that stuff's going to come to the front for the most part. There's some, there's obviously the Chaos Dragon's a big play. in this type of rule set, specifically with his mana cap, that's for sure. You know, you might get some snipes, but for the most part, a lot of stuff. You don't have to worry about sneak. There's not a ton of opportunity. But I get to set this up where everyone who doesn't have Scattershot, so everyone except the Chaos Dragon, is going to be firing at the Iziar. And why do I want to do that? Well, the Chaos Dragon is a fantastic card to boost because of the blast damage. So right now, it starts at 4, which means it hits its main target for 4, and then 2 to the left, 2 to the right. If this gets boosted up to 5, it's going to hit for 5, and then 3 to the left, 3 to the right. So it's going to be a 3 additional damage just on 1 boost. And then I picked the Void Dragon to go here because I'm expecting the Chaos Dragon. So I want one of the targets here to be difficult to hit, right? I want to get some misses here. And that's something the Void Dragon is eventually going to let me to do, as you'll see in this video. But the main point of this battle is just to show you, I get to pick which cards get boosted. And there's nothing really my opponent can do about it because of the combination of the Taunt and the Martyr ability. That's what makes this card so good, that combination. Also, it's a great card to put out there with Lily because of the triage, right? So again, you say, you know, you want your Martyr cards to die. Well, in this case, I also like a little resiliency because that's going to be more shots my Chaos Dragon gets off, more shots my Runic Skyclaw gets off. So the heals, that's going to buy even more time for my Chaos Dragon. So as you can see, nice heal for 4 health there. And they still, except for the Chaos Dragon, have to fire at the Iziar. You know, the Chaos Dragon's a bit annoying hitting my Runic Skyclaw, right? That's the one sort of variable here we can't control for. So now we're going to get the first elimination. Boom, Martyr, Martyr. There's that 5th magic attack. We resurrect. We get a nice little heal. So that means it's going to be able to eat up at least one more attack here. We get the first kill, but that'll get resurrected. Again, their Chaos Dragon, you'll see in a second, is pretty annoying. But we eat that attack. Takes out my Skyclaw. That's okay. We already got the resurrect on the Iziar. It's a big shot there. Look at all that blast damage. And pretty soon, right here, we'll get that second boost. Boom, boom. So now my Chaos Dragon's hitting for 6. My Void Dragon's even harder to hit. Just such a fantastic combination. And the Lily's keeping them alive. So all of it works together very, very nicely. We'll watch this one play out, but it's basically now we got this until the, you know, Chaos Dragon can hopefully hit some key monsters, which it kept hitting up front, which we don't want, obviously, because there are reflection shields in the second position for my opponent. But they just got to keep firing to the front, which they're either going to miss or we're able to heal up. Until my Chaos Dragon finally figures it out. Nope. Doesn't quite work. But the good thing here is my Lily is healing all of this damage from their Chaos Dragon. So they can't really make that much progress, even though it's taking me a while here. There we go. Starting to do some damage to the back line. Finally, there is a miss. Their Chaos Dragon to my Void Dragon. That 2 extra speed boost certainly helps in this case. Right, it's an additional 20% miss chance that I got from the Iziar. Another hit, but again, this is sort of just a matter of time. Eventually my Chaos Dragon's going to hit a good spot. There it is. Alright, they're down to one last monster. Obviously that's not enough. Okay, this is the most fun battle. It's the last one, but it's the one I love the most. This one's so great. Okay, so Opportunity. Such a fun setup here. As you guys probably know, in Opportunity rule sets, Jared Scar, Desert Dragon are 2 great cards to play. The problem with Desert Dragon is the slow speed, right? Sometimes you get a lot of misses with the Desert Dragon and it's really annoying. But the good thing is when it hits, it can trigger that trample throughout the back line. Speed's a problem, right? Well, why don't we boost that a little bit? Why don't we boost their crazy attacks? This is the perfect example of what Iziar can bring to the table. Iziar is going to distract, I think, everyone except for the Chaos Dragon, once again. These two are going to attack up front, but that's fine. We brought a very defensive tank with all that shield. Look at the boosts that Iziar is going to give here and here. We brought 2 Resurrects. So it's actually going to hit 3 times. And even with blast damage, each time the Martyr ability triggers, they're going to get an additional shield. They're going to get more health. So it's just enough to sustain my big attackers. And again, I get to decide exactly which 2 monsters get the Martyr. There's no other easy way to do this across, basically any rule set. Not any rule set, but most rule sets. I can dictate who gets boosted. There's no other Martyr card that brings that to the table. So just watch how this plays out. Both of them become absolutely insane. So there is blast damage. I was starting to get a little nervous. It obviously doesn't look great. Desert Dragon with the Giant Killer does a lot of work there. Misses the second one. But then that just leads to a Bloodlust for my Scar. There we go. There's the first death. So as you can see, attack, speed, everything up. First Resurrect. Second attack rolls through. Oh no, they took off our shield. Oh, shield back. Everything else up. Boom. There's the Bloodlust. Oh, there's another kill. I'm so mad they missed that. That would have been 18 damage shot. We get a little lucky here. It takes out one of them. We get an additional boost. Look at that. That is crazy. Obviously our Jared Scar isn't done here. Another one. Jared Scar is up to 14 attack. Boom. Hits us. Look at that. Oh, that missed right there. That would have been a 20 damage because of the Giant Killer shot. With the piercing. Would have went right through this. But another miss. All because of the 25% flying chance. Saved an even crazier clip. But our Jared Scar will just clean this up. Which will get up to 15 attack. Look at this. 15 attack, 10 speed. There was 3 Martyrs that got us there. And no other card across that many different types of rule sets can let you dictate who the Martyr ability hits. So I think once people start to level this card up, it is going to be maybe not the best, but I'm willing to say definitely in the top 5 best of the new reward cards. So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Check out Splinter Guide. We're going to be constantly adding stuff to it, but right now, this rating system is pretty cool. I've used it to buy some cards. I just bought 2 more new cards that my next video will be about, highlighting those. So stay tuned for that. The link for the site will be in the description. Check it out. We're going to be constantly making it better. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.